Cheers.
Welcome to That's Hot with
God.
Sabrina Piper. I'm your host, Natalie DECICCO. That's Hot with Max Marcus featuring Sabrina Piper and Natalie DECICCO.
Never,
I like
never.
this.
This is finally when I speak. We were trying to think of maybe something else. Like, I'm just like a silent boob partner. And you're just like the talker,
Right.
Like, I think it's like that show, like Jay and Silent
Right,
Bob.
but
You're
you're the
like
Silent
Jay and
Bob.
Silent Boob.
I love that.
Yeah, that's us.
That's us.
That's, I don't like his name
Welcome
involved in
to-
anything. It's dirty.
Welcome to-
That's Hot.
Welcome to That's Hot in this apartment, except not anymore because we have air conditioning.
It is a little hot. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm trying to
It's
crank it.
so much less hot than it's been the past week. I don't even care.
It was really rough. It was disgusting.
It was disgusting.
It was like drippy and humid.
Everywhere you go, you're just moist, but in a bad way.
Yeah, not good. Not good.
It was bad.
Lots of BV in the city.
Yeah. Gotta.
BV in the city. What, you don't like my singing?
I don't know the song.
I'm familiar
Oh.
with the song. I just don't sing on
Hot child
camera.
in the city.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. Sorry, culture.
Got my AC fixed in my car. Thank God. You didn't experience
I
that
did
yesterday. Oh, you did experience that.
It. I experienced the full blast, and I experienced the half blast on the way to Brooklyn in an hour. and
Yeah,
10.
that was bad.
That
What's the
was-
difference? Noticeable?
Way noticeable.
Yeah. Correct.
It was a lot better. I also
It was a lot
wasn't in a
better.
suit this time.
That's
so
true.
that
Yeah, I
also
wasn't
helped.
having a panic attack this
Right.
time. That's
I
actually what I was
wasn't-
originally going to say. I was like, well, I wasn't panicking yesterday.
I wasn't wearing velvet sleeves
Oh
this
my
time.
God. Velvet bell sleeves.
Yeah.
But gorgeous.
Great.
Hot.
So damp.
That's hot.
That's hot.
With Sabrina Piper and Natalie DECICCO.
We're back.
Funny girl with tits. I
We've
don't
been
know,
trying
whatever.
to film this for 3 days. This is take 3 of this episode.
This is take 3.
That's
Take
okay.
3.
Life happens. That's okay.
Just like boobs and martinis. 3 is, too much.
Uh-huh.
But we worked it out.
We worked it out. We're here.
Also, 3, sometimes the rule of 3, which a lot
Uh-huh.
of people don't know. Because they're,
Film?
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Exactly.
I went to film school.
Yeah, you get it.
I pull it out once in a while.
I've tried to do jokes about the rule of 3 on stage, and nobody gets it. People just look at me like Max, just like dead-eyed, and like, what is this big boob stupid girl talking about? And it's like, no, I'm smart.
Yeah.
you're not smart. I'm the pseudo-intellectual.
I love
good.
being a pseudo-intellectual. That's my strength.
Me too. I learned it in high school.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you could just pretend.
Yeah.
You're way smarter than everybody.
Yeah.
And it's great.
Yeah, you just have to say
What?
Kierkegaard once, and then you're in.
Who said you could talk? She says your name in the beginning of this episode, and it's all over. It's like all of a sudden you're ready. You have little quips, you're closer, which I don't know why you
You
thought
are
you
closer.
Could do
I was
that.
going to comment on that.
It's weird.
It has to do mostly with the wires.
Yeah. I'll
more
take this
cramped
if
right
if you're not stumbling over the wires and pulling lights down.
You
This
know,
is
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't marry a Vanderbilt, and we aren't doing this in the library of something. I'm sorry, Anderson Cooper's gay and he
Yeah.
doesn't want me. I'm sorry. I loved his firehouse. Okay, I used to live around the corner from Anderson Cooper, and it's pretty public where he lives. It's
Right.
on Thompson, or it's on 3rd and Thompson, and it's an old firehouse.
Right.
And it's gorgeous. Okay, and maybe I could have married into the Vanderbilt family, me and AC and me, but he's like Max, he's gay. So what can you do?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Nat was starting to tell me a very funny story before we started rolling. And then I was like, shut the fuck up, you stupid bitch.
I need to
Save it for the camera.
We've been struggling to not talk because we knew we had to film this morning.
Yeah,
I think.
there's been a lot. I've held back text messages. I
Yeah.
held back phone calls yesterday. I was like, ooh, last night, oh my God.
We'll get to it.
I don't even know. Okay, yeah, we'll get to it.
The first
Tell me
thing I was saying, and I've said this on the Thing Is podcast before, that in middle school I stabbed a girl with a fork, a plastic fork, and that's the only fight I've ever been in. And on the podcast, Shannon goes, "Was it a fork or a spork?" And I go, "I think it was a spork."
Where'd you stab her?
Arm. So
What
we were
happened?
sitting across the table from each other at lunch.
Okay.
And this was a frenemy of mine, someone who
love that.
we would hang out, but never just the two of us, and we would kind of. I was a loud bitch in middle school, believe it or not. I feel like
Yeah?
I've mellowed out quite a bit, but I was very kind of combative.
With
Not
with that voice,
Yeah.
you can combat the room, bitch.
Yeah, not physically combative, but verbally combative.
But that's it.
And I would love to argue. And so she was also kind of like that. And we were sitting across the table from each other. And I mean, people who know me, I think at this point, know about my Lady Gaga Cell Song biology video that I made in middle school, which so we had to make a project of a song to learn the parts of a cell. And so we did Bad Romance by Lady Gaga, which came out that year. And it now has like 40,000 views on YouTube because
We're going to link it.
because middle school teachers will just like Google cell song and it just comes up.
Smash this link. Well,
And
I guess we should do the subscribe, whatever.
that's okay. Subscribe. You can
then-
Google it.
Yeah, Google it.
If you Google Lady Gaga
and you
cell
didn't
song,
get
it comes
hit
up.
by Lady Gaga at all?
No, not at all. There's too many. There's so
Joanne.
many. That was a big parodying year, so I'm sure I was like 1/1,000,000% of all the Lady Gaga parodies that came out that
makes
year,
sense.
you know. But we were sitting at lunch together and she was singing it and I was like, "Stop doing that." And she was like, "No, it's funny." And she like kept doing it. I go, if you don't stop, I'm going to stab you with this fork." And she goes, "No, you're not." And I go, "Yeah, I am." And then she keeps doing it. And then I stabbed her with the fork.
Natalie, I've never
I go-
wanted to make out with you so badly.
I go, "Hey, I literally warned you." And then it drew blood.
It drew blood?
Yeah, it literally drew blood.
Bitch.
And she was like, "What the fuck?" She didn't start crying, but then I started crying because I was like,
yeah,
I
sensitive
was
soul.
that bitch also.
Yeah.
In that I would start shit, and then when people were like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" I would start crying.
Yeah, that's why we're friends.
So, that's the only physical fight I've ever gotten that wasn't like kids wrestling, you know, like.
Oh.
And she didn't tell on me.
That's a
I
real
never
bitch.
faced repercussions for that. Maybe because she knew
That's
that she had.
Because she pushed
He-
it. She pushed it.
Yeah. So
I think some people know, like, if you push it, like, you know, if you don't start nothing, there won't be nothing.
yeah.
But you start something, there's something.
That one I don't regret. There's another one similar to that where like
Another spork?
no, not another spork, but a story where I felt like an asshole, but now in present day I'm like, no, she deserved it.
Yeah, justified.
There was this girl, and even though she's got a generic name, I won't say it, who was like a crazy person who was kind of friends with us, who she would like, she was always crying, and whenever we would hang out, she would always make it into like a sob story about how she was bullied or whatever.
Oh, I hate that.
And a lot of people didn't like her, but a lot of people were nice to her, you know? And then she also, like, she was just a cuckoo. And
Is it because she was, like, bullied? You think people were nice?
I think it was just that ultimately she wasn't,
Because it used to be fun. It used to be, like, the fun thing, like, they're going to shoot up the school. Let's be nice to them.
no, I don't think she was
That's not
school
fun
shooter
anymore.
level, but she would, like, she had a lot of pets, and she would, like, some of them would die, you know, under mysterious circumstances.
What the fuck does that mean?
Like, she would have, like, guinea pigs and hamsters and shit, and she'd be like, "Oh, this one died," and we'd be like,
Okay, Sid from Toy Story.
"Yeah,
No,
I don't
thank
think
you.
she
No,
killed.
Thank you.
I don't think she killed them on purpose. I just think she should not have had pets, you know."
Nope.
Like, there's a story about how
Nope.
she forgot to take care of the chinchilla that was the, like, school pet in middle school, and it died. Anyway, there was one time that she was
She should get bullied.
She was self-conscious about a lot of stuff, and we were at a birthday party, and we had been like, we had like gone to the park, and we were like running barefoot in the park, and then a bunch of us came back to the house of the girl who was having the birthday party, who's the girl that I don't talk to now, by the way. They're very similar in a lot of ways,
Okay, I know who this is.
and but that's not the girl that I'm about to bully.
Okay.
We were sitting by the fire, and I go, "Oh, something about her. Your feet are all dirty and wrinkly." Which, yeah, foot and mouth. Like, I don't know why I said that. Like, I definitely didn't need to say that. I go, "Oh, your feet are so wrinkly. Gross."
Why are they wrinkly as a kid?
Yeah, kind of. And everyone was like, "Nat, what the fuck?" Like, everyone turned on me, and then she like put socks on, even though we were still walking around in the yard. And I go, why are you
Oh.
wearing socks? And she was like, because my feet upset you. So I like put them away. She like really made it, like she really laid it on thick.
She really like
But-
Real Housewives, too.
Right.
Like she made it a whole season.
She made it a whole, yeah, absolutely.
I need Andy and a camera.
Yeah. But anyone who my friends remind me of that all the time. And they're like, no, she deserved it. She was a problem.
Yeah.
It would say at the very least retribution for the animals that she killed.
She killed so
in her
many
negligence.
animals.
Just her negligence.
Now what is she doing?
She was engaged and now she's not engaged.
Sure.
You want to see? Actually,
Of
you
course
want
I
to.
want to see her. Of course I want to see
This
the
is not
serial
what she
killer.
looked like then, but you'll see the difference.
I would love to see the difference. I would love to see this. I'm trying to think if there were any animal killers that I had in my school. Did you have any animal killers?
I don't think so.
Yeah, no. I definitely had one guy who wanted to kill me after high school. Oh my God. I would have bullied her too. Shut the fuck up.
She was thinner in high school and middle school, and that's why she was self-conscious. Because she had like, not necessarily an eating
'Cause she still had
disorder,
that
but
face. Okay, you can gain weight and still have like a pretty face.
right.
And then, you can lose weight and you can still look like that. And then that's,
Anyway,
she looks exactly like the rope lady from the wedding.
she does kind of look like the rope lady.
She
from the
looks
wedding.
like
That's
I
true.
thought you were about to show me her. Like when you flipped it and I was like, I just saw, and I was like, wait a minute.
I do
Wait
like
a
the artsy
minuto.
pictures that she has. They're very intriguing
You
to
follow
me.
her?
Yeah, of course. I gotta know what she's up to, dude.
Oh my God.
You
How do
don't
you-
follow people that were insane in high school? There's this
didn't-
girl that
I wasn't really close to high school. Was like so weird for my dad was really sick. I wasn't
Sure.
like around.
But, like, middle
I was
school even?
Middle school, yes. Middle school. Actually, I was telling Max this yesterday, and as he yawns, this is a good one. It's like, don't do that into the mic ever again. Oh, thank God. You fucking piece of garbage. Oh my God. In middle school is a good one. I got bullied a lot.
Okay.
Because I was very quiet. I had known these people all my life. I was very quiet. And like, I think personally, like looking back, I was going through a lot, but I was not telling anybody.
Sure.
Like my dad was ill or anything. Like my mom's a drinker. Like, I'm not going to say anything. I was just very
Sure.
to myself. And, yeah, I got bullied a lot for being quiet.
Okay.
Which is hilarious.
Yeah, that is funny.
And then bar mitzvah season. That was a big one.
Yeah.
All those parties and everything. So it was 6th grade, and I remember really bringing it, going to BB for my outfit.
Cute.
And it was so hot. I remember it was a little like sparkle. It was fun, like my boobs grew in.
Right.
Like they started growing in a little bit, and I like looked so cute, and I was like, I'm so proud of myself.
Yeah.
And I was going off, and then I get there, and the guy that I liked, I remember his name. His name was Felix. And I'm
Cute.
going to say I don't even care. His name was Felix. And I remember we dated
Cute.
for a week on MSN Messenger that
Okay.
summer before, but
Yes.
then nothing happened. And
Right.
then we're at the party and everything, and he comes up behind me during one of the songs. And I don't know, like, what's going on, but this was a mixed party with,
Right.
like, our school and the Hillel kids.
Okay.
And that's when it was, like, really Jewy, right? So it was like, whoa. Like, and the Hillel kids, they're super, like, they had to wear, like, the long skirts and the long pants and suits and
okay.
everything. So even though they were mixed, they, like, couldn't show, like, even during basketball, like, it was so
They had to
funny.
keep
Like,
their,
they
like,
had
long
to
pants
keep
on.
leggings on under the skirt and then, like, everything in long sleeves. And it was,
Right.
like, Miami, so it was so hot and it was, like, wild. So, we see the Hillel kids, and because they're so covered up, they are fucking disgusting whores. They are like booty dancing.
Really
it's
going at it,
grinding.
yeah.
It's grinding, but at the time it was called booty dancing.
Right.
It's like, oh my God, what's going on?
Right.
And it was like literally like nothing. And he came up behind me, and I was like, and I froze. And I just
Right.
like went straight, and I was like, no. And
Right.
then he was like, no. And then
And
he
he's
went
like,
to
I'm
like
breaking up with you over a
100%.
instant messenger.
MSN. This was after the breakup too, which is what they
No.
always do. So I was like, no, with my girls. And then he went to one of the Hillel bitches, and that fucking whore booty
Mm-hmm.
danced. And then they started yelling pimp. And then they started yelling pimp at me. And they were
'Cause
like,
you- like
pimp,
you
pimp,
were the pimp?
Like he was the pimp.
Oh, he was the pimp.
And they were like, pimp, pimp. And then they would circle around me and they would yell pimp, pimp, pimp.
And this is at your bar mitzvah?
No, this was at my friend's
Oh,
bar mitzvah. But, yeah.
That would
It
be
was
more fucked up if it was yours and they were yelling that at you.
way more fucked up. But it did continue on Monday at school until the rest of the year and the next year.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And then I snapped. And everyone was like, whoa, this bitch might kill us. And, but yeah.
You were the
yeah,
girl that I told had ugly feet? Was that you?
No, because it wasn't like that. They weren't mean. Because it was like squeaky voice or like whatever. Next week we'll read
Right.
yearbooks.
Okay. Yes, absolutely.
And-
We'll point out who bullied us and who was bullied.
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
and yeah, the pimp was really wild, and it continued. I mean, we'd be in class and they'd be like pimp, or in the hallways they would walk pimp.
I
pimp,
hate
pimp. It was
that.
really fucked up. It was
That's
really
fucked
bad.
up.
And then the guy, one of the guys, his best friend, he is a healer, a spiritual healer, and breathwork shaman. Thank you. Very
Yuck.
zen. Changed it up, and don't worry. He's thought about it, changed ways, wants to come on the podcast.
Oh, no way.
We're welcome.
Are we
we're
doing
welcome.
it?
Are you kidding? You want to know what I wrote back?
Yes, I do want
I
to know
have
what
to
you wrote
show
back.
you this guy.
You go, hey,
This
you
guy
bullied
is,
me.
Is
Fuck you.
delusional. No, are you kidding? I'm cooler than that.
You are cooler than
I'm
that.
cooler than that.
You're 100% cooler than
I
that.
don't do shit
That's
like
what
that.
I would say, which is bad.
No.
No, I actually wouldn't say that.
No.
Oh.
I know what you're
All
saying.
right.
He was also my neighbor, so it was extra mean.
Yeah, that
he wouldn't
is
do
extra
this,
mean.
He wouldn't do this at home or anything. He wouldn't do this
Yeah.
around other people. But it was like, what are you doing this for?
Yeah.
So, of course.
I'll go on your podcast. Oh, hilarious.
Like, well,
Can I say what you wrote?
Sure.
Pimp, pimp, pimp.
I did. And he's like, it would be fun.
Oh, that's so funny.
And I don't know if he just didn't get it or it's like,
Or he
I
just
really
pivoted.
want to play it. I really want to play it. I really
Don't
want to
play it on the show.
Can we play it on the Patreon?
Sure.
Okay. And then the best is like because he's reached out to me via Facebook Messenger and like all these people like of course reached out.
Right.
And I've gotten the bullshit apologies. I've gotten the bullshit whatever. Yeah. Oh, I was really bullied when I was a kid.
It's funny.
I think that's why I have such a mouth.
I think that I've said this before. You have to kind of be aware of what's going on to get bullied, and that's why I wasn't bullied because I was just a fucking space cadet all the time. Where I was like,
Yeah.
huh? I was
Really?
out here. Yeah. I was just not paying attention at all.
What were you doing?
Nah. Whatever. I don't know what goes on. I was just spaced out.
Did you like smoke pot? Did you do any
No.
like? Did you go out?
Nope. I'm talking middle school.
Okay,
High school, I was aware.
Okay. I'm trash.
I know, and I'm a prude, so like there's that. I feel like I got to a pretty late start. I just mean like in high school I kind of settled into, I mean even in middle school I had friends too, but I was kind of a dork. I mean everyone's a dork in
Oh my
middle
god,
school.
middle school is like my worst time.
I loved middle school because I didn't realize, or either I didn't realize or I leaned into how much of a dork I was, because I feel like
I could see that.
2010 nerds were having like a moment.
That was when I started high school, 2010.
Okay. I was in
And nerds were having a moment.
grade,
with
I think.
The suspenders.
Yeah, the suspenders, the glasses, the fucking
glasses
mustaches.
without the mustache. Yeah,
I
can't
had the
forget
glasses without the real lenses in them. Absolutely,
Of course you
I did.
Of course you did. Hot Topic was the topic.
I wanted glasses so bad, and I had braces, and I think that would have been overkill if I had both.
Yikes.
Some people did.
It was in at the time.
It was in.
2010. I remember I was a freshman in high school, and there was a couple, and they were like a goth couple, like
Cute.
scene kids, whatever. And they would, when they would ride the bus, they would sit next to each other, holding hands, and then like the next day, all of a sudden they would be in each other's clothes. They would switch clothes. They would swap
That's
clothes. I can find these guys on
funny.
Facebook for sure afterwards somehow.
That's funny.
But it was
These are all people,
wild.
when we bring in the yearbooks, we'll point them out.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, this is gonna be
That'd
so
be great.
good. This is gonna be so good. Gun to my head, don't know their names. Never knew their names. All I knew is swap clothes, scene kids,
Very funny.
goth couple.
Was there like a scandal at your school?
In my middle school, there was.
Okay.
In my middle school, there were a bunch of scandals because the principal like funneled out a bunch of money, like millions of
Right.
dollars to her personal accounts and everything
Okay.
like that. So that was a big thing. So then she got like ousted, and she was like running shit too.
Yeah.
And then a more fun thing, but a little different, is this one kid. I remember his name, but I won't say it. He was held back a few times, and he was repeated in 7th grade for like the 3rd time. And there was this other girl, and it was her first time in 7th grade, and there was their first time having sex in the bathroom together when they got busted.
Oh, yeah. That's got to be traumatic.
Yeah.
If that happens to you, first
That's
time,
wild.
that's got to be really traumatic.
That's wild. I mean, I'm assuming it was their first time.
yeah.
I just like remember that, and I remember it was like the scandal.
Yeah.
And I was in the 6th grade, and I was like, wow.
There was definitely a people getting caught in the bathroom story. I just don't remember what it was or who it was.
Yeah. I remember I was sad that they were kicked out because I liked the guy, and he was in my math class,
Oh.
which says a lot because he was held back so many times and in my math class.
Right. Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
but I liked him. Like he was cool.
Yeah.
Some people were really nice to me.
Yes. Yeah.
But some
definitely.
people were really mean.
Ours was like, there was a more recent one where like a coach, like a head coach of some sort, was giving a speech, and he said like one of those things that's like along the lines of Hitler was a good leader or something like that, where he was like one of those things where he has to go, no, I meant, but like what I mean is like,
Oh, I feel like I saw this on TikTok or something.
maybe I'm sure a lot of like old white dudes have said that in
You know what? Probably.
speeches.
Probably. Probably a
So
thing.
he had to apologize for that. I think that was after I graduated, but there was a story of a teacher who I actually really liked. Like, okay, really quick pivot. What was the genre? What was the subject of teacher that you like got along with the most? Because mine was English teachers. I had a couple English
I
teachers.
was going to say my English teachers, who then turned on me
Ooh.
at the election because she was going for Trump
Oh,
in 2016.
mine were very not like that.
And which I was very surprised at, considering she flew to New York to get married. She was a lesbian. She's a lesbian.
Oh, no way.
So it was like, yeah, I had a whole conversation. And then she bitched
Weird.
me out publicly. It was really strange.
Ew.
And my hospitality and tourism teacher,
We
it was
didn't
like
have
it was like an elective class / like, just basically
yeah.
whatever. It was like
Cute.
conjointed with like FIU's like college campus
Cool.
and whatever. So it was like a fun, good little time. But
Yeah.
the teacher, she was incredible. I still hang out with her to this day.
Right.
And now we're friends.
Right.
She's like one of my best friends.
There's-
because I've always been that weirdo. Actually,
I like that.
I've actually I was always. That's kind of why I was bullied too, because I was more friends with.
Because
the
you were friends
teacher.
with the teachers?
Yeah.
I mean, that's something. I feel like English teachers were mine, and then I was also
Yeah.
cool with my AV teacher because I was like he was the only AV teacher, so I had him for like
Yeah.
3 years.
I liked my AV teacher at first. Then she went a little nut after her divorce.
Yeah, but this English teacher was like dating a student after he graduated. So she was a very cool English teacher who we all liked, and there was some sort of situation where like she was married and then she got divorced and then they started dating, but I don't know when they were fucking. So because it's actually this is very funny. For my friend's birthday party recently, she did like our town trivia, like one of those games that you made.
Retard town.
I went to Retard Town and they said you were like a god to them there.
Are you talking about your town?
My actual town,
Are
yeah.
you-
I'm just not saying the name of it, but it was
That's
like
hilarious.
actual history,
My
but then
bad.
it was also like, who did Nat bully because she had ugly feet? Like, or we have a group chat where it's like group chat lore, like who was the first person to say this, which is a thing we still reference, But one of them was like, who was the teacher that was under fire for dating a student, and it was her. She
That's
was great.
crazy.
But similar to your like lesbian Trump teacher thing, my other favorite English teacher was my senior year English teacher. And my town was pretty right leaning for the most part, but she was very like left leaning, but in a like, it's such a bummer because I feel like there's been a pivot of like people on the left are so, closed minded, like you can't have a conversation with them.
Yeah.
Whereas this was in like 2015 and it was like the opposite where she was like question everything, like don't believe what the media tells you, like make your own decisions for yourself kind of shit.
Yeah.
And she and this guy who's like a real estate agent in my town went at it publicly on Facebook during like the early pandemic, like Black Lives Matter protest stuff, because she would like post in favor of the protests and stuff, and he like DM'd her and was like, you're a horrible influence on the students, you shouldn't be a teacher or something like that, and then she took a screenshot of it and posted it on Facebook.
Yeah.
So that was cool. And there's still billboards for him in my, not billboards, but like posters for him in my town, and I'm like, fuck that guy.
Fuck him. He's paying for them anyway.
Yeah.
Who cares? He's just a realtor.
Miss Harb, shut up.
That's not a real fucking job.
Yeah.
You're opening the door. You're a door opener. You're flicking the fucking key, and you're not flicking any fucking beans.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
so
that.
true.
There's so many of them running around with their receding hairlines and their bald spots, and you go, you know what? No. I'm not giving you this fucking 4.5 commish.
Yeah, exactly.
Not right.
She would have us go. At the beginning of the year, she'd be like, this is called the list. On this list, we're going to put, like, anything that you don't choose in life. So it'd be, like, your nationality or, like, how rich you were growing up or whatever, or, like, where you were born or, like, what your sexuality is or whatever. And then we would read, like, books and plays, and she'd be like, Shakespeare knew what the list was. You can tell by, like, how he wrote this, which was, like, her way of being, like, people who are, progressive and like get that you shouldn't be prejudiced against people or whatever. She was cool as hell.
She was cool.
She was cool as hell.
She was very
She
cool.
also had a brother or someone related to her who was also a teacher who was super kind of right-leaning, and he sucked. He was a worse teacher. Like, regardless of his political views. Yeah, they both taught at the same school. He was like, I had him for like environmental science, and he'd be like, yeah, overpopulation isn't real, which may or may not be true, but he had like a bunch of stuff like that.
According to my manager.
What?
It's real. It's real. That's why they put the IUD in me. Because they're controlling me.
Damn.
Yeah.
Huh? Is this a conversation that happened out of nowhere?
I swear to God, he said it to me the other day.
That's wild.
I was like, I'm so happy there are no customers here.
Yeah. You're like, I didn't need them knowing that.
Is wild.
If we're actually going to touch on it, I'm like, it's not the amount of space that's the problem with overpopulation, it's the resources. Like, we could fit more people on the planet. We just don't have.
Sorry, Long Island.
Correct.
You know they don't want apartment buildings there.
Go somewhere else. Move. You people move. People who live there already, you move.
Yeah, you move. You
move out.
You move. You've been there for a while, but who cares? Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Other way around.
But yeah, I had some cool English teachers. My AV teacher was kind of like, and maybe we can pivot to the weird dinner that I went to.
Oh, I've been waiting. I've been waiting.
My AV teacher kind of reminds me of the guy that invited me to this dinner yesterday, where he was, although my AV teacher was probably like in his early 50s.
He wants to put a camera in front of you and have sex with you?
No, probably not.
That guy last night did.
That's not true.
That's so true.
It's not true.
That's true.
I think it's probably true.
It's true. It's true. Yes. Hell yeah, Max.
You can think that,
Sure,
and nothing I say is going to change your opinion.
You're going to get whisked into the sunset that you were looking into. Beautiful picture.
Here's my actual take. Is that much like my AV teacher, this dude who invited me to dinner is well-meaning and good, like a good person with a good heart, but that like whose mouth is that? Yours?
That's gonna be your mouth with that guy.
Nope. Because like is very naive for like a grown-ass man, and is well-meaning and a good person, but like maybe is like a little out of touch. So he was very nice, but he also loved Nicki Minaj, my AV teacher.
Oh,
he was his like straight guy.
Yeah, I love that. She's
loved
the best.
Nicki Minaj. He was like, I think she's so smart. I think she's a great businesswoman. And then he would text me and be like, hey, remember to come in later for this, for the thing we're filming, or like the AV class. Careful. The football game we're filming or whatever. And he'd be like, Nikki rocks, LOL. And And I'm like, you're a grown-ass man. You shouldn't
Yeah,
be texting
see, I
me
don't
that.
like this, and this happened to me in middle school too. But it was my math teacher and stuff like that, Mr. Matamoros, I remember, and he would text me. I was in 7th grade. Don't like that.
That's
and
weird.
they were like, "You're like an adult." Yeah, he would have.
I
me
was
stay,
like a
he would have me
junior.
stay after school for a couple hours, and you didn't have cell phones or whatever. So like my cell phone wouldn't be there. So like I couldn't tell my mom, and then she would just be waiting outside, and she would always think something happened to me. And pretty sure she thought like I was like getting like molested or something, but I wasn't. Thank God. But it was weird. He would.
Is this
yeah.
why you think every dude that I mention is trying to fuck me?
No. That's because my civics teacher in 7th grade, Mr. O, he's actually sent me messages that are like, slutty Sabrina, when I started comedy and stuff like that. Yeah, and he was like, ooh, so slutty. Slutty Sabrina.
Ew.
And stuff like that. Yeah, and he would
Did
send
you
me
block
inappropriate.
him?
Yeah, I did block him.
Good.
But he would say,
Jesus
I'm not
Christ.
the only one he would send inappropriate messages to. I actually had posted something over like 2020 when everyone was just online.
Right.
We were talking about like random stuff, and I was like, oh, I had a teacher. I don't know. I made some joke online. It's like a Facebook status, and then all these girls I went to middle school with liked it, and I was like, oh. And then I got messages from girls I had never spoken to really, and they were like, was it Mr. O? And I was like, it was.
And they were like, that happened to me too?
Uh-huh. But they weren't called like slutty, you know? He would also say, he was like, I was going to come to one of your shows tonight, but like
Ew.
I thought it would make you uncomfortable. And I was like,
And you're like,
no, 100%,
correct.
100%,
You're right.
That's fucking weird.
I hate
Yeah,
this
I don't
guy.
like.
Has he gotten charges?
No, but he did actually get fired from one of the other schools. He got fired from our school and then the other private school he went to afterwards because they thought it was strange that he had kids in his classroom and he would lock the door during lunch and he would pick favorites. Like, it was funny. For 8th grade, I finally had found my voice, which was I was a C cup. And people were nice to me all of a sudden. It was the craziest thing. And I think with that came a little bit of, like, confidence, you know? And I was like, I want to write the speech for the end of the year because my plan was to go out like I was in a movie. And I was going to be like,
Mic drop.
see you never, right?
Yeah.
Like, you have all made this hell.
Yeah.
Fuck you. But not with a fuck you, because I didn't
Right.
like curse like that.
Right.
So it would have been something like that. So, but I wrote a really nice speech, and then I was going to say something like terrible that I didn't put in
Right.
it. And I gave it to who's in charge of it, Mr. O, and one of my best friends growing up, who we are not friends today. It was very competitive.
Sure.
She's like stunning. She's gorgeous. She's like a model and this and that, and just, yeah. Sometimes I was like, my own parents like her more than me, like that type. Yeah.
Woof.
Like, yeah, I was like, oh my, like she was just angel. And I remember it was against me and her, and I was like, uh-oh. And he loved us both. Loved us both. She was very loved, actually. When we were graduating, one of the Spanish teachers put her bikini photos on the wall.
Ew.
In her presentation. Yeah. To like show,
Ew.
like, yeah. She did
show
a little
what?
presentation.
Yeah, what were they
about,
showing?
Like, you know, her in a bikini talking
Uh-huh.
about at La Playa Beach.
Oh,
He
got
put
it, got
that
it,
up
got
and
it, got
everything.
it.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah. So yeah, he took a portion of my speech, edited it, like to send as a note to her, and he was like, "You could add this." And then I didn't get the speech. She got the speech.
Plagiarism.
And I fucking bugged.
Plagiarism.
From the civics teacher. Who really pushed Obama that year, 2008. I remember I had him 2007, 2008. And the kids who voted Republican, because we all took tests,
Yeah.
the kids who went
Right,
Republican,
right.
which I remember was that kid, Pimp.
Yeah.
He was not nice to. And he would tell me in private. Like, he would give them little dings. He would not give them passes on shit. He would go in, change their grade a little bit on that thing.
What
There
the
was always
fuck?
something.
That's wild.
And he would like tell me which teachers were like Republicans and like how evil they are and everything. And he was
then
obsessed
he
with Family
plagiarized
Guy.
your
He was
shit.
obsessed with Family Guy, which is a big red flag. It's a big red flag when Peter Griffin is your hero. We know somebody else. Big red flag.
Big red flag.
Red waving everywhere.
Am I thinking of the right person?
Totally. I took it
Okay.
a Drake.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
You come on.
Come on.
You come on. You come on.
Come on,
Mr.
Eileen.
Letter.
Yeah.
Cut that.
Which part, Mr. Letter?
Ah, yeah.
Okay.
Natalie's eyes scare me.
It's the bright light is in my eyes.
That was the fear of.
No, I think I said something and it didn't land. I don't remember what it was. Regardless, should I?
The letter didn't land.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think it's fine.
No, cut it.
Bleh.
Okay. No, cut it.
Oh, I thought you meant I thought you were making a joke about Mr. O and calling
So
him
did
Mr.
I.
Letter.
So did I.
That's what I thought you were
So did
saying.
I. Yeah. Let's move on. How much?
Oh my God, you guys are fucking retarded.
Should I?
See, this is why I'm like, I need to be around people who are a little quicker.
Yeah.
A little
definitely,
quicker.
Definitely.
I'm the slowest one here. I'm gaslighting both of you. So.
Should I save my weird dinner for Patreon?
No, we have
That's
time.
up to you.
We got time? Okay. If we have time,
Yeah,
I'll.
let's end on the dinner.
I would love to end on the
Okay,
dinner.
great. So, this man that I met at my friend's wedding, he was the officiant at my friend's wedding, who I thought that he was related to my friend, but they're not. She interned for him for a little under a year. He officiated their wedding, and she goes, "You're going to love this guy. He's very weird and eccentric, but he loves, like, media and stuff." So I talked to him a bunch at the dinner.
He's rich.
He's full of money. Unclear how full of money he is.
Really nice restaurant.
He took us to a nice restaurant. There were fewer people than we thought. I'm getting ahead of myself. I know this guy from this wedding. We've been mutuals on Instagram, and he'll be like, "Oh, my friend so-and-so is doing this art thing," and he'll, like, send me a link to it or whatever. Like, he also wanted to have a podcast, so I met him in the city, like, maybe a year ago, like, at the studio.
Has it come out yet?
No, he needs
exactly.
he needs more help. He's got too many. What's the expression for, like, I've got too many?
I just want to hook up with you. I don't actually want
prods
your
in the fire.
opinion. That's the expression.
There's no podcast.
There's no podcast. You want to write together? That's
Too many prongs in the fire or something like that. He's just got a bunch of stuff going on that, like, some of them land and some of them don't.
course.
He's a real estate agent. He has many. I don't know if he's an agent or, like,
Doesn't
a whatever
have to be.
broker.
He just has it in his pocket.
He's married. He has grandkids.
Yep. Yes, he does. Yes,
He has
you
a good
do.
relationship
You have
with
step
all
grandkids
of
now.
them.
You have step grandkids now. Why
Yeah.
do you keep saying that, by the way? You put that in the text. You said that yesterday, and you're saying it now on camera. Why do you keep saying he has a good relationship with all of them? Is he beating the shit out of them or something?
No, I just
What's
meant,
going on?
like,
She keeps
I
saying
feel
this.
like no
She
matter
keeps going
what
on and
I
on. They're nice to the grandkids. Grandkids really like him. Grandkids
no.
really what? So he doesn't fucking touch the little kids? Okay, good. Thank
I
God.
feel like I'm gonna say this guy's married. You're going to go, doesn't matter. This guy has kids, doesn't matter. He's still trying to fuck you. He has literal grandkids, and he has a great relationship with his wife and all his kids, and you're gonna be like, doesn't matter. He's trying to fuck you.
It doesn't matter.
He's not trying to fuck me. He's got, like, a bajillion friends.
You think the nice grandkids is gonna stop my fucking mouth from thinking that?
You're just incorrect.
I mean, maybe.
You're simply incorrect.
Maybe.
My impression
Maybe.
and
Max?
my friend was almost here for the show yesterday when we were recording. The
Oh,
friend
she
whose
couldn't
wedding
be
it
here
was.
for the show.
She
That wouldn't have happened.
she would, and she said this to me. She goes, "I think he's just lonely. Like, I think he just
But he's so
loves
happy.
talking
I
to
thought he's
people.
happily married. I thought he's happily married.
He just loves talking to people. Half the people here, he'll be like, "Oh, I was just at the park and I like made conversation with this girl or this guy."
Wait, that's so.
There are some of them are men.
He's happily married, but sometimes he talks to young women in parks. I don't know. That's.
Who said they were young women?
I assume.
Old women. One of the women that he invited was one of the contestants on The Golden Bachelor.
You're so defensive.
I just every time I mention something, I'm like, you're like, that guy's trying to. What else have we talked about on this show? That you're like, that guy's a predator. I'm like, not everyone's a predator. Not everyone's a predator.
You know, it's funny because every guy I like you think is a predator, so whatever.
That's not true. Just because I don't think that you should fuck them doesn't mean I think they're a predator. Whatever.
I'm dying.
What did you eat?
Dying.
I had.
What did you eat? You didn't bring us leftovers.
I didn't bring you leftovers.
I was like, I said before I closed the door, and I was like, check the
Send
menu, bring them home.
No, what you said was it's probably not
I
classy to
did
bring
say that.
leftovers, but sneak them anyway.
Yeah, it's not the right etiquette.
I'm sorry,
It's
I'm
not
making
proper
your
etiquette.
glitter run on your face.
I'm cracking up, dude. I'm cracking the fuck up, bro. I'm fucking dead.
I'm trying to think of what we talked about on like my first episode before we went to the collaring that you were like, that guy's trying to fuck you.
Really think I truly believe that. Do you really? I know you fucking don't. I know you fucking don't.
He does. You think that guy's trying to fuck me?
He does, because he's trying to fuck everything that walks and moves and cripples and whatever. Doesn't matter. It's on the ground. He wanted to hit up the girl from the collaring, and he was like, oh, should I say that I have a present for the kid? I was like, what'd you buy yourself that you're embarrassed about? What'd you buy? What'd you buy, a little Lego set that you can't show? What happened?
I said for our kid. I was going to say our kid to the girl.
Oh, well, you didn't say that to me because
Yeah,
you're
I did.
disgusting.
No, you weren't.
No, you weren't. No,
I
you
don't
weren't.
believe you.
You don't take responsibility like that. You're not going to take on a child like that.
And I think that would be a heart block if you said our child. And you know that's you're playing the long game here.
You can't do that because it's going to come back to me. It's going to be like your predator friend.
Max was the predator all
We
along.
should do a drinking game. Drink for predator.
Yeah, every time we mention someone who might be a predator, you drink.
So every time I talk about myself, drink.
Are you a predator?
No, of course
I don't think you're a
not.
predator.
Of course I'm not a predator.
Except to that naked man that was in your bushes.
Hold on. He wasn't in my bushes. He was a few doors down, and he was crying. That's
Crying
sad.
naked man in your bushes. In
He-
someone's bushes.
He had underwear.
He did have underwear.
That's not naked.
He was barefoot.
He
He needed to be
was.
washed.
So what? So what? I could have washed him head to toe.
I don't think that you're a predator of that man.
I'm not a predator.
I don't think
This
you're.
is-
I obviously
this is
don't think
getting
you're
weird.
I obviously don't think that you're a predator.
Oh my
I
god.
was leaning into the joke. I'm not a comic.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
This is really bad because I'm trying to fight the predator. No, but it was very funny because I told this to Max. There was this girl. I'm sitting outside of Joey's the other day, and like I'm smoking with like one of my friends, whatever, and she like comes up, and she is obviously not straight by her outfit. I just know, right? And it was like a cutoff, like striped corduroy type of weird collared situation.
Okay.
I was like, I don't know, you could wear this in the summer. All I know is you're not straight.
Yes.
And I was like, okay. And she, but very pretty, whatever. And then she came over and she had
Sounds like my
weed.
type.
Yeah, my type too. Well,
And mine too.
no, Max, no.
Like a hot, pretty girl in like a butch outfit. Like,
Yeah.
I love that.
But she like rocked it.
Yeah.
And she like had joints, and she was like, oh, do you have a lighter by any chance? Like, you can smoke with me. And I was like,
Cute.
oh, okay. And then we started talking, and I was like,
Again,
wow.
I need to start putting myself in situations because you keep getting into
I didn't-
situations talking to hot people, whether or not you're predatory to them.
Okay.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm
Okay.
kidding. I'm kidding.
sorry I opened my aura and
I
my
wanna
legs
do that. I
to
admire
whoever.
that.
I
I
opened my
admire
aura
that.
and my legs.
Can the title be My Aura and My Legs?
Opening my aura and my legs.
Yeah.
That's my special title.
That's great.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun one.
Yeah.
I just thought, I was like, whatever. I mean, I guess that's what happens if you're not like, we just have to go out. We
I
don't
need
go
to go out.
I said this to my friend Stephanie yesterday. I was like, she was like, we're just like doing the same thing. And I was like, we don't go out.
Yeah.
We stay in the same places. I mean, I was just outside Joey Rose's. So I'm smoking with this girl, and I'm working it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, because usually I have to have them like hit on me because like I get very like nervous, or else I'm like, I'm just
Sure.
going to abandon this. And then I was like, okay, this is like flowing. Maybe this girl's like a dumb bitch. Like clearly, like this works.
Yeah.
And then it was done. I invited her to sit down. She was like, oh, I'm going in here. And I was like, oh, okay. Like next door. And I look up. Some people say hi. I say, oh, hello. And they say hi to her. And I was like, that's weird. And she was like, hey. And then she goes in, and I find out she's an open mic comic. And I was like, oh, wow, I feel like a predator. But she came to me.
Yeah. She started it.
She started it, but I was like, oh no, I really have been doing comedy long enough. I was like, oh no, I'm heading on the open micer. I was like, no wonder I'm fucking killing it right now. I mean, she was like giggling and everything. I was like, oh, fucking crushing it, dude.
Yeah.
I was really crushing it.
That was me
And
at,
then it was,
at this dinner yesterday. I was like, am I the funniest person here?
100% you were.
There was one. He thought it was. He said there were going to be 8 people. And
Okay.
Should
Yeah,
I?
what was it,
Should I
6?
list? It was 6.
Okay.
I'll list because I asked him how many people were going because he said he invited like 20. He said if there were this many people,
I
we were
guess
going to
our
get a private
invites got
room.
lost.
I definitely should have brought you as my date, but it almost made no sense if I didn't bring my friend who was my in to him.
Yes.
You know? He goes, 1 bourbon liquor manufacturer, 1 wedding pianist, 1 singer-songwriter from Ukraine, 1 German-born banker who met the bourbon person at my Vermont house. Which actually that's all the people. That's not 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7.
So he can't count, I guess.
Okay.
And so the story of like, met this other person at my...
Is he talking to people in parks?
He was talking to people in parks. He invited this girl who is a comic who is on like SNL or something, and I checked her and we have a bunch of mutuals. And I don't remember her name. But invited her and also invited this woman who was on The Golden Bachelor. And she didn't come either. But
I really keep hoping you're going to say Golden Girls, but I know they're all dead.
They're all dead.
They're all dead.
I'm sorry.
I know.
But yeah, he was like, this person met this other person at my Vermont house. I thought they just like kind of knew each other. They were married. So basically he has a house in Vermont where like entrepreneurs go and they like can live there, and like he rents it to them.
Entrepreneur?
He rents it to them.
Okay.
And it's all entrepreneurs, and they just like are roommates, and if their business takes off, presumably they move out.
Okay.
They met there, and the girl was engaged to this guy in Germany because she's from Germany, and came here, fell in love with this guy, and now they're married, and she had to like...
That's cute.
It is cute, right?
That's cute.
I'm like, this is cute for them, and now they're married.
Matchmaking?
Not on purpose. He
Okay.
says that, but he goes, people live in this house, and they have a lot in common because they're all entrepreneurs or whatever.
Yeah.
And they were so cute, and she has like a jumpsuit, like a clothing business that she's starting, and she's talking about these great jumpsuits, and I definitely want to buy one. I'm sure they're like $500,
jumpsuit.
but she was like, yeah, the whole point is like, I'm German, so there's a very clear line of like work and joy.
Reparations.
And whereas in America, all these clothing brands are pushing like hustle, like you can work in this, like whereas her angle is like for being off the clock, like this sentiment that we have in Europe of like you quit, you leave work and you're actually not working, opposed to America, which is like everyone's
It starts
working all the
raining,
time.
they stop working over
Right.
there. They walk outside.
Balance.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
I love it. But
Yes.
they do. Second, it's a little rainy.
Right.
Bye. I don't know. That sounded kind of
Not
retarded.
German. That was Italian.
That was almost Italian.
Italian retarded.
Yeah.
Same thing. I can say that because I'm Italian. So that was her thing. And then the guy is in like liquor distribution, and he's working on like a bourbon manufacturer.
That's cool.
And that was cool. And the pianist, who my friend was saying like made a couple of racist comments.
Okay,
She left early. And it's funny, I was saying this to she was nice enough. She said that me and my friend, she thought we were sisters. She goes, "Are you guys sisters?
You
look
and the
alike."
Asian chick, she thought you were
Yeah.
sisters?
Yeah,
Really?
she did think that. She's half white. So maybe we had different dads or different moms.
Maybe it's because you were both wearing Little House on the Prairie dresses.
Maybe, perhaps. Hey, mine was way more Little House than hers. Hers was kind of like garden party.
Hers was like boho.
Yeah. Anyway.
Boho chic.
But she was, should I say the racist comment?
Go for it.
She was a pianist at this really elaborate wedding of like a huge weed dealer who is, or no, I guess if it's professional like that, it's not dealer. Grower.
I did not know that part. Okay.
Like biggest weed distributor in the U.S. or something. And
Love
he had this
that.
wedding with like a bunch of famous rappers and celebrities, and she specified that they were black celebrities. And she was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, the bride messaged me to ask if I could play piano at their wedding, and I saw that they were African American, so I assumed that they had a small budget. And when I heard how unlimited their budget was, I wish I charged them more." And we were like,
Yeah, that's the
I
exact
wouldn't have
type of dinner
specified that.
you went to.
Everyone else was kind of uncomfortable. It was kind of funny because she specified that they were black at the beginning of the story, and and she seemed like she could tell everyone was like, "Why did you mention that?"
You think she was
But
doing
then she
a bit?
pushed on. No, I think that she.
I think it was real.
I think it was real, and also English wasn't her first language.
Sure, that's. Oh yeah, that's
So,
really
like,
low. That's
She's
the
like,
excuse.
how do you say African American? And then she
KS
was.
cucumber, KS racist.
Like that you go into what's her name every time. we're doing that.
Hilaria
How do you
Bowie.
say
It's
it? Yes,
hilarious.
yes, yes.
It's hilarious. KS cucumber. KS.
But we went to see the Manhattan Henge, which is where the sun lands between the buildings on 42nd.
Which I've never known that was a name.
Yes, and he made shirts that said Manhattan Henge, and I left
Too much
mine.
time.
I left mine
time, too
at
much
the
money.
dinner, so I wish I had gotten it. I lost my shirt.
So we're now 2 events, 2 shirts down. You, didn't,
Yes, yeah.
you saw the sunset. You got stepped on. I'm lost.
Yes.
I don't know how we keep doing this, you guys. And especially when we have merch, right?
We do have merch. Are we gonna have shirts?
Yeah, we're gonna have shirts, but we're gonna have shirts with like us. We're gonna have new merch, but this is
We gotta
okay.
start with the stickers and the
Yeah, and sending this to patrons, some lucky patrons too, because
and
thank
the
you
tattoos.
guys.
Oh, I was gonna make
Oh,
you
yeah,
put the tattoo
tattoos.
on me.
Oh yeah,
That's okay. We can
I
do
put
that
a
next
tattoo
week.
on you.
If we have time.
Yeah, it takes like 15 seconds.
True.
Max,
Yes.
prepare.
Like a paper towel with some water on it. Where am I going? Oh, I'm just going to the farm this weekend. Yeah, they'll love that.
Oh my
if
god,
I have a picture of you in a bikini on my
you're
arm.
gonna have so much fun. I know.
I should put it where my other one is, but on this side.
This was the bikini before the endometriosis fucking tried to ravage my body. But it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Did I tell you I just signed up for ClassPass again?
Yes, you did. I think
Okay,
so.
join
Because
it
you were
with
like,
me.
join me.
Join it with me. Join it
Yeah.
with me. Join it with me. Join it with me. This isn't an ad. We should do the ad though.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm just so high from the Cheech and Chong gummies.
Everything's everywhere.
Everything's everywhere.
We
It's
should
like-
just
it's
have
like
next
I'm in
time. We should
space.
just have them on the table when we
It's
start.
like I'm in space. That's why I'm floating.
You're floating.
I'm not making a motion. or
When I was
anything
saying
to
how I
give
was a
them to
space
me.
case in middle school, it's because of these.
It's because of these. And I was like, "Did you smoke?"
And I said,
She said,
no.
no.
I just took some gummies.
Gummies. She started with 1 milligram. It was like, fine, whatever. These are cruising.
I love this angle.
All right, thank you. Thank you. But now, we blasted off, and we're in space. Catch up.
That was right in the head. I wish you guys could have seen that. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
I'm really sorry.
Literally
But I'm
bounced off
actually
of his head.
really grateful I didn't hit my record player behind you.
Yeah, or the camera.
Or the camera.
My aim is great. I want to hit you.
Yeah.
Yes, and that was
I
great.
didn't know it would fall right on your head. I actually, no, I've been practicing.
I thought he was gonna.
my aim. I'm really good. I'm really good with shit like that. Okay.
Yeah. So go to
Ah.
your link.
Go the link.
There's a code. What's the code?
The code's Sabrina15.
What's the website?
It's
It's linked.
It's right there. It's right there.
It's literally right there,
It's
or
right
it's
there.
linked in the description.
It's linked in the description.
Yeah.
See, I ping.
Pong.
I was gonna do the vagina thing because, like, remember the ping pong? I'm not gonna do
Oh, like where ladies send ping pong balls out of their
Right.
pussy.
that.
Right.
Exactly.
Have you ever
Isn't
seen
that a fun
Priscilla,
one?
Queen of the Desert?
Nope.
Oh, it's a great movie.
Okay.
Drag queen movie. Anyway, there's a
Okay.
scene where someone's wife, that's her like night job.
Okay, I will watch it.
It's a great movie.
That sounds fun.
We should watch that together. It's such a cute movie.
I want to watch that.
It's fun, and it's like I said, it's a drag queen movie. I feel like that encompasses
yeah.
the whole thing.
Let's fucking watch it.
Anyway, are we done with that?
We have to be, I think, because I gotta get to Joey Rose's.
Right. Before I lose the thread, the dinner was great, and it was like one of those preset course things. And
Oh,
I wasn't
yeah.
sure if other people were going to go with that. And he was like, oh, bring out the a la carte menu because it has on it. It's so interesting the year that each of these foods was introduced to the menu. So some of them were like 1925 and some of them are like
How old's this
2011.
restaurant?
Probably 100 years old. Barbetta on 45th or 46th is the name of it, if anyone's
See,
been there.
Fuck, we should have remembered that. Because I thought it was Barbudo
Okay.
in the West Village. And then and he wanted to look up the menu last night like a little piggy
Yeah.
to send you which one he picked.
Right,
off the
Right,
menu.
Send you my
right.
order.
That's very funny. That's pretty good.
I love that you guys left and went back for dessert.
We really did, and it's one of those things where like he clearly knew not everyone who worked there, but he knew the main guy who worked there, and he was like, I'll just leave my card, we'll be right back. And so we took a little field trip so that we could see the Manhattan Henge
The shirts.
with the shirts, and it was longer of a field trip than I thought it was going to be.
How long was it? Well, you
It
said
took
it was
us like
5th
20
and
minutes.
42nd?
We walked from 45th to 42nd, but we had to go over a couple blocks. Or not a couple blocks. It was like we went from 46th to right in front of the Dallas barbecue or whatever in Times Square.
42nd? Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then we had to walk back. Also, this guy is definitely in his late 70s. Or mid 70s, perhaps. I said 60s
You don't know his
yesterday.
age?
But he said everyone...
But you know he loves his grandkids.
I know he loves his grandkids. I thought he was single. That's why maybe I'm harping on it. Because I was like, oh, I could totally see why he would be creepy if he was like... It would be creepier if he was like divorced or something. But he's not. And he's cool. And he loves his grandkids.
I just wish it was on Max's face right now because
Right.
Max's face says it all.
Because he... by the way, it was, like I said, mostly women. The guy who was like the bourbon manufacturer was the only guy there besides the host.
Okay.
And he was like, oh, how are you doing? Like, what do you have going on now? Because he was like,
wanna join
oh,
our
this
polycule."
person does this and this person does this. And he was like, how are you doing? And he was like, working on my health. I'm trying to lose weight. Like, I told my doctor I want to live 10 more years. And the doctor said, let's go for 20. So I'm like, probably about 70 years old, 70 something.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, does that make sense math-wise?
You know, yes, I want to say.
So
Didn't crush it on the SATs for that.
he's
but
about 70, and the doctor's like, you can make it to 90, right?
that's
Does that
good.
make sense?
That's good. Yeah, because he has money. He's
Yeah.
comfortable.
Yeah.
He's
So
comfortable. He's making shirts. He's Vista printing.
he's Vista
printing his life.
He's Vista printing. He is.
You know who wasn't at the dinner? The
Who's
wife,
that?
grandkids, and kids.
Maybe he is divorced, even though he mentions his grandkids a lot.
I think it's lovely that you're gonna have grandkids.
With this guy,
It's not because he's a predator,
right?
or as we say it in Hebrew.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. That sounded right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. But you know, it's sweet.
Last thing.
It's like a bunny. Like you're like a Playboy bunny.
Oh, okay, got you.
That's wonderful. You should get him a robe and a little pipe for his birthday.
All right, man. I'm not gonna get upset again. I've already gotten upset once this episode.
I love you. Don't
I love
get
you
upset.
too.
Don't
I'm
get
not
upset.
upset.
Don't
I'm
get
no
upset.
longer upset.
Don't get upset.
I just have,
this guy's
like-
probably a wonderful man.
Yeah.
He's probably very nice.
It can be both.
He's probably very nice.
Wait,
What
he
does
can
it
be nice and a
matter?
predator?
Not
I'm
a predator,
fucking-
but you know.
I'm fucking
I know,
around about
I know.
it. He's probably a lovely older man. You know, I'm jealous. I want to go to Barbetta.
I'll invite you
know?
next time. He
Great,
invites me to
great,
something. I'll bring
okay,
you.
all right. Maybe
The-
I don't even want to go, but I want to be invited. So whatever. Just
Yeah.
it's nice. It
Yes.
feels warming and it's comforting
Right.
and fun.
Yes.
But don't get upset.
I'm not upset.
Okay.
I'm not upset. Like I said, I got upset earlier, and it's out of my system
I know.
now.
It's okay. It's okay. That's all right. I felt it coming.
I just see the
I
good
did
in
cry of
people, and you guys. You did cry.
I'm sorry.
of laughter, and I hope the fans like that.
I'm really sorry.
This girl.
I love you. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm not actually upset.
Okay.
I'm not actually upset.
I don't think he's a fucking predator,
I
dude.
know,
I'm fucking
I know.
around. This guy's probably really nice and whatever. Like, you know, I'm sure he'd leave me a nice tip at Joey Rose's.
Right.
I'm sure he would respectfully stare at my titties. fine, whatever.
Yeah. Last thing, this girl, the racist girl.
Okay.
Left
Which, by
when
the way,
we were.
of course, it was the Ukrainian.
Right. However,
After we
she
saved
was
her.
replaced by another Ukrainian who I liked a lot better.
Yeah, that's why we saved that one.
Yes. She left. She split from us in Times Square. We all came back, and this other girl who was invited, showed up late, joined us. And I was talking to her, and she works in like podcasts and like music editing and
that's
stuff
sick.
and production. And I'm like, why weren't you here? I would love to talk to you about audio.
Yeah.
So I'm friends with all of them on Instagram, and I'm hoping to
Which is fabulous.
business connections with all of them. Networking. That's why I went to this. Ultimately, I was like, meet some cool people, network, and this guy's a great business wingman to be like, this is what she's working on.
He's a good liaison.
Yeah.
He's a good, he connects people.
Right.
He seems to connect people.
Yeah, definitely.
He's like a Jill Zarin.
I don't know who that is.
She is a original housewife of New York. Real
Cool.
housewife of New York.
Anyway, I feel like I took us in a weird
I'm
place.
sorry.
It's
I love
okay.
you.
It's okay. I don't know why I'm dramatic and I don't get that this is a comedy show and
It's
that
okay.
we are making fun and doing jokes.
He's totally not going to watch this. You know this, right?
Yes.
He's not going to
No,
watch
he's
this.
not. It's so funny.
His grandkids might, but because we're approved for kids on YouTube.
I don't think that's true.
I don't think that's true. You smoked a joint on the show, I think. I don't think YouTube likes
We
that.
specifically have to click not for kids every time.
Yeah.
Well, that's
He
not
asked, by the way, because we're mutuals on Instagram, he goes, what's this new show you have going on? And I go, I'm co-hosting with my friend, and I plugged it.
Yeah. Oh, plug bug.
Yeah.
I'm so honored.
So he might watch it.
I don't think he will.
No.
He doesn't follow me on YouTube. He follows us on Instagram.
After today, she's gonna be like, I'm not gonna work with Predator
This is a 3-episode
Jason.
stint.
Predator chasers. Is that what you guys are?
I said Predator
That's why
Jason.
you think everyone's
I said Predator
adjacent.
Jason, but I think
Predator
that's funny.
chasers is like you're like just always around them. You're like, I gotta be around these. Predators.
No, but I actually have a funny, actual, real story about that of somebody I know met randomly.
Should
yeah,
we
but that's
how much
for
time
something
are we
else.
at?
Oh, we gotta go. But,
Yeah, we gotta go, but
Oh, this is the whole thing. We're not doing another. We don't have time.
I don't think we have time for a Patreon, right?
we have time for a quick Patreon if I call Dave. Or no, I don't have
It's
time.
up to you.
I don't have time.
We could just go.
I'll just cut it. Just do the sign off, and we'll just make the dinner story the Patreon, right?
Oh, no.
No?
Just put this early for Patreon, and then that's what.
Yeah,
they
it's still
got.
gonna go early for Patreon, but
Cool.
Yeah.
We'll
okay,
figure
so for
something out.
Patreon,
We'll record
whatever.
something else this
We'll
week
do
for
something.
that.
We'll do something else. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll do something else.
Plug.
Patreon.com/funnygirlwithtits. Follow me on Instagram, funnygirlwithtits. Funnygirlwtits. All that shows and fun stuff, and I should post. I don't post, whatever. But yeah.
Whatever.
Subscribe, like, share.
Yes. Leave a comment.
Leave a comment.
Do you think that guy was a predator? Leave a comment.
Oh,
put a
so
poll.
happy at not being in a bikini.
What would you have ordered? We'll put up a poll.
you
We'll
never
put up
said
a
what you
poll.
ordered.
Yeah.
I got the appetizer I got was like fresh mozzarella and tomatoes and basil.
Okay.
And
Caprese
the
salad. Yum.
dinner was crab and like black rice or something like that.
Okay.
It was kind of weird. I thought it would be
A
like a
crab-
crab cake, but it was
It's
just
not a
lump
crab cake. I
pieces
was
of
just-
crab meat.
Okay. Lump.
And
Probably in like
yes.
small little.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the dessert I got orange chocolate mousse. That was great.
It's not a 7-course meal.
No,
You
it
just
was
did
like
the a la
4.
carte?
No,
Okay,
I
okay,
did
okay,
everything,
okay.
but it was 4. It was like
Okay.
there was. Yeah, I thought it was.
Chocolate mousse is a classic at these places.
It was
too.
great, and they had whatever the Italian version of flan was. I forgot the name of it.
Oh, like
Panna cotta,
panna cotta.
and that was great too.
Yum.
It was great. Yeah, it was 4 courses, I guess.
That's fun.
It was great. It was cute, and we sat in the courtyard. We got there, and it was too hot. And then by the time we actually sat down, by the time everyone had joined us, we got to sit outside because it was not too hot. It was
I
beautiful.
like that.
Yeah.
It looked beautiful.
Yeah.
It looked beautiful. You were rocking it.
Thank you.
It was amazing, I'm sure. He's not a predator.
No, he's not a predator.
No.
Well, I mean, it's up for
Maybe he
debate.
likes-
You guys are going to decide
Maybe
that
likes
if
the
he's a
movie.
predator or
Maybe
not.
he likes the movie. You know what? It's going to be a 98% poll. but
Yeah, of
whatever.
course. Yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah, is he a predator? Decide today.
Yeah.
Let's go into the parks and ask.
Yay or nay.
Okay, peace out. Love you. Bye.
Bye.